Welcome, Christopher Rocky. You describe yourself as a one-man symphony. Who are you writing music for?
I'm writing music for people who like fantasy music, like the fantasy genre, and that crosses a broad genre of music, but it predominantly is what they call orchestral hybrid music. So it incorporates sometimes world instruments, electronic instruments, heavy metal influence, which is my background. But generally just someone who is a fantasy fan, so people that like Tolkien, Star Trek, things like that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the essence of the album that I released and the music that I write. That's really who it's for. I mean, it's open to anybody who's interested in it, but that's pretty much who would be interested in it is a fantasy fan.
Mm-hmm. It strikes me it's a bit like film music, and there's a strong visual element either to the way you're inspired or they actually do write music for games and things like that.
Yes, there definitely is the cinematic element of the music because it's directly inspired by that genre. Often when people listen to my music, they tell me, "Oh, this sounds like music for a film or a video game," and that's basically what it is, I guess.
And is that what you want it to do?
It can be used for that. I tried to create an experience for the listener to have an encompassing experience. So it's not just about the music. It sort of transports you to these visual elements to experience something outside of yourself, much like a fantasy story, to help you imagine and create something, an experience. So yeah, that was pretty much the purpose of it.
So you've actually done some music for your videos that you've got up on YouTube. Did you create the video content yourself?
Yes, all the videos on my YouTube channel I created myself using some stock footage, some paid footage, some AI created images, then editing them together and using effects programs to create elements of effects in the image itself. Some I contacted visual artists myself who created 3D images, and I asked them if we could collaborate, and I used their work in my songs. So it definitely has a film and video game theme.
Strong
feel.
links.
Yeah.
And did they actually know your music or listen to your music before they did their own work?
No, they didn't. I just contacted them.
So hand me some stuff and I'll do some sound for it. So sounds like an awful lot of technology involved.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there is an awful lot of technology involved, and not just with the video side of it, but also the music side of it. Obviously, I write and record everything what they say in the box. So all my samples.
What does that mean?
That means in the box is the computer.
Yeah.
So they basically all my orchestral samples and all my instruments are virtual instruments. So bar a few guitar. I play guitar. That's the real instrument. But everything else, all the violins, all the choirs, all the instruments, everything is a sampled instrument. So it's digital. There's a lot of software knowledge that you need to know to create this kind of music. You need to know how to use all that sort of stuff. It's not just composing the music itself. In fact, composing the music is usually the least amount of time I spend doing something.
So it's in the production side of things a lot, yeah. Mm. Do you see that AI actually might replace you, artificial intelligence, the way things are going?
Yes and no. I think what will happen is tools will be created for artists like myself to use to create things, basically. So I can definitely see a virtual instrument that's run by AI that I would use as a tool to create music. For example, like I mean, even with my recent release, one of the tracks is a fantasy story that accompanies the music of the album that's narrated by a voice, and that voice is an AI voice. So the way I did it was I downloaded the code because it's what they call open source. So at the moment we're sort of in this golden age of AI where people can download the code and use it on their own computer. Instead of paying for a service, I actually downloaded it and did it myself, and then I had to tweak and use things and learn how to do it. It took a while, but I got it to speak and the inflections and things of how I wanted to say the story. So I use that to aid my work. So I think this is exactly how AI will be used by everybody in the future. It will just be another tool that we can use. I don't think it'll be replacing people. I think it would be more of a tool for somebody to use.
So where do people find your music? Because this is not concert performance stuff, and it's associated with YouTube and things.
Yes, I'm on YouTube. I'm on all the streaming platforms like Spotify, things like that. I have a website, christopherrocky.com, one word. You can find me pretty much anywhere online. Just type in Christopher Rocky. I'll
Great
come
stuff.
up. Yeah.
Well, this is Brave New World for a lot of us here, especially people like me. But thank you, Christopher Rocky, for coming in and exposing us and telling us about the Brave New World of AI technology and how music and visuals and story just are merging together in a way which we'd never thought would happen. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Nick.
That was a piece of music written by Christopher Rocky, and before that you were listening to Christopher Rocky very interestingly talking to Nick Tolhurst about his career and approach to creating this really interesting form of music. So really interesting digital composer there, Christopher Rocky. You're listening to Arts Weekly with me, Stephanie Kachais, on 3MBS Melbourne.